let's move on now. And another group that is living on another planet are the backpackers that descended on Coggee Beach on Christmas Day. Thousands and thousands and thousands of backpackers went down to Coggee. Normally they would go to Bronte, and Waverley Council had taken steps to increase rubbish bins and all that sort of stuff, but they ended up going to Coggee. I think there was construction at Bronte or something, but the amount of garbage that they left behind is genuinely disgusting. Now, I know beaches are a public place, they're a national asset, everyone should be free to go enjoy them, but you can't have rights without responsibility. And when you leave the beach looking like that, well, frankly, I think your right to enjoy it should be taken away.
Yeah, no, I agree. And most of these are not, as you said, Aussies who live here. Most of them are backpackers, English and Irish backpackers having a great time, I know. But 20 tonnes of rubbish they had to clean up. People urinating in the park. Glass apparently found across the kids' playgrounds and so forth. So, look, I get that Australians are very precious about their free and public beaches, okay? But if that is going to continue, I just think, sorry, we have to ticket it. We have to regulate it. It has to become a ticketed event, charge them for the cleanup costs, and have a look at other countries. If you go to other countries like, I think, slightly more civilised nations like Japan and Singapore, I mean, it is just incumbent on them to have personal responsibility to pick up after themselves. I was in a train once in Japan, and we had there was advertising posters hanging from the ceiling of the train, and these advertising posters were like paper thin, okay, bits of paper. Right. And they just hang there perfectly. no one touched them. And you hear it would last 2 seconds before they were ripped down. So, yeah, I think this is disgusting. And if you're going to act like that, we've got to charge for the cleanup.
It is obviously disgusting. And the reason why it wasn't Bronte is because they did it to Bronte. They trashed Bronte. And there was exactly this kind of uproar. People were saying, well, fine, you know, this is why we can't have nice things. We're going to have to fence it off or charge people so that it's, you know, so that they can pay for the cleanup or restrict numbers, whatever it may be. But I do have to take you up, Claire, on your outrageous statement that this was caused by backpackers, that it was caused from people from overseas, because this has already been investigated by none other than the ABC's Global Affairs editor, Laura Tingle, who knows a thing or two about racism. Apparently it occurs in her imagination at real estate auctions, but not at Bondi terror attacks. But Double Bay today, the top quality newspaper, says ABC journalist Laura Tingle claims the mess left behind at Coggee Beach yesterday, quote, had nothing to do with backpackers. That is an 11 out of 10.
Gold.
And a little subhead. The PM is urging Australians not to use the word backpackers to avoid inflaming the situation. So I think, you know, we all have a responsibility. You talk about responsibilities. We all have a responsibility. Let's, you know, take the heat out of this issue.